Someone asked me, why did you become a witch? What made you a traditional healer? Well, that's a good question. Well, actually, it's two, but both questions are quite valid. And like most good questions, the answer is messy and layered. Doesn't really fit into a soundbite, so grab yourself a tasty beverage and settle in. Here we go. When I was a kid, knee deep in Christianity, which I loved, by the way, but it was the kind of Christianity you don't question. Except I did a lot. Jesus made sense to me, the church, not so much. By the time I was about 9 or 10, I started noticing gaps and contradictions that really bugged me, things that didn't make sense to me. And I was hungry for some answers. Around that time, I was also completely hooked on martial arts. I wanted to be like a modern day, warrior, like Bruce Lee, like a person who really moves through this life with purpose and ancient wisdom and kick-ass skills. When I was 11, my kung fu instructor taught me meditation, and it hit me like a ton of bricks. It hit me like a lightning bolt. No hesitation, no filters, just boom. And I was going deep into meditation. It cracked something open in me, and it was like I was seeing the world for the first time with fresh eyes, like I'd been walking through some kind of a fog, and suddenly the sun broke through. I started noticing patterns, connections between how I felt and the rhythm of the world around me. I was already a complete nature freak, one of those kids who'd rather be outside climbing trees and watching ants than cooped up indoors all day. I could spend hours just laying on my back in the grass watching the sky, day or night. I was also like carving things in the dirt, making symbols and creating potions out of whatever I could, plants and roots and flowers, anything I could find. It's a good thing I didn't drink any of that. But there was, I don't know, there was something in it. And then there was my intuition. And to be honest, there were times when it really scared the hell out of me. So add deep meditation on top of all that, it's like turning up the volume on absolutely everything. The seasons, the cycles of life happening, the elements, nature, flora, fauna, everything. So by the time high school rolled around, I was doing, of course, all the usual high school things everybody else was doing, but I was also connecting these dots. Meditation and nature were my go-tos. They were my constant space of okayness. And the more I learned, the more I saw how things fit together, how nature doesn't resist season, how it flows with them. It was a really safe space that made sense in this chaotic world. And I devoured books, so many books on traditions, religions, ceremonies, spirituality, mythologies, different cultural approaches to it all. By the time I was a freshman in high school, I could have written a dissertation on all this. And I also started sharing what I was learning. Really small things at first, little exercises about connecting with nature, little breathing things. And the magic was real. People felt better. I wasn't just helping them, I was helping myself. I was growing too. I just kept digging, exploring different religions, different spiritual practices, studying with different teachers from around the world, really. Medicine men, medicine women, cunning folk, gurus, kapuna kumus, chasing glimpses of some universal truth. And every so often, I'd catch one of those glimpses, a moment of complete bliss and clarity. I still can't fully explain it, but whatever it was powerful. And what has stuck with me along this way in this journey is the fact that every cultural belief system has rituals and things around the seasons, the moon phases, the cycles. There's something really deeply beautiful about that shared humanity. Now, the word witch, yeah, it's loaded. Comes with a lot of extras and a ton of different takes and definitions. But when you strip away all the Hollywood and the Halloween visions and and the ridiculous fear mongering and labels often tradition that there are some labels that can turn a traditional healer into something that is definitely not. So the simplicity of it is, at its core, it's just about living in sync with the earth. It's about understanding that life has a rhythm, and when you move and create with that rhythm again, and instead of against it, things seem to flow better. Every ancient culture on this planet knew this. They understood that nature is not something to conquer or destroy, it's something to honor and respect. They knew it then, and they know it now. So, why did I become a witch? Well, I didn't really. It's not like I woke up one day and decided, hey, this is what I shall be. I shall be a witch. No, no, it was there all along, just waiting for me to notice. Call it fate, call it instinct, call it whatever you want. For me, it's about connection, but deep, unshakable connection to the earth, to the seasons, to the moon, the elements, to our five senses, the cycles of life. And so when somebody might ask why I became a witch, what made me a traditional healer, well, I can say this. I didn't choose this path, it chose me. And as cliche as that sounds, it's the truth. It's the rhythm in my blood. It's the pull of the moon, the whisper of the wind in the trees, the fire of creativity, the emotions of water, the mysteries of the cosmos, grounding of the earth beneath my bare feet. It's a remembering. It's an ancient call that never stops echoing. To me, being a witch isn't just about spells, rituals, and all the accoutrements or whatever anyone else thinks it is. It's a personal thing. It's about honoring what's sacred, nature, life, the connections that we share. And for over 40 years now, it's been about stepping into the role of a guide, a listener, a nurturer, a traditional healer. And yeah, it can be messy, very layered, but it's human. And at the heart of it, it's really simple. It's just love. Love for life, for nature, for the magic of all that is that we often so often forget. But once you feel it, I mean really feel it, there's no turning back.